decision we then been take for suspend the contract of secure report for let them begin pay back the $25 na airports. The program Good Morning Salone they continue. In case you just join we, especially follow us then Facebook page today. The Attorney General and Minister of Justice Alpha Sisese the proposed district block system we then go use now the 2025 constitutional amendment bill we they before Parliament now we then go begin debate today go reduce the chance for runoff for make runoff no go day inside the 2028 elections. The leader of the opposition at Parliament, Honorable Abdul Kagbo, say the Beijing Treaty on Audiovisual Performance 2012 agreement where Parliament don't agree for go make artists and other people where they perform on stage able for take legal action against people making video and doing them performance. And today inside the program, we go talk to the Executive Director, Center for Accountability and the Rule of Law, Jeremy Ben-Simbo, and the Program Manager, 50/50 Group, Bintu Kamara, who said they go talk about the role and position of civil society organization on the constitutional amendment bill we dey before Parliament now. Well, for sake of that, I want to welcome one Power Studio guest them. We Jeremy Ben-Simbo, Executive Director, Center for Accountability and the Rule of Law. Good morning and welcome to the program Good Morning Salone.
Good morning, Musa. Thank you. I'm glad for the this morning.
Okay, people who don't follow national issues go no say the constitutional amendments 2026 day before Parliament now for debate, and that go start today. But we'll come to you shortly on that for mention. Waiting at the position of Carl and how not don't they follow this process.
The program Good Morning Salone they continues at the program we look at another issue inside some well-body workman them now the Julius Maada Bio Pediatric Center of Excellence the Starlink connectivity where they don't get now go make them able to use the electronic medical system where go improve patient care in the country. Then talk this with the Minister of Health, Dr. Austin Demby, together with the World Link Communication, go and over Starlink connectivity for over 300 hospitals them in the country. We report Kaifa to contact get more and gonna report.
According to the Ministry of Health monthly audit, where they look challenge them inside government hospital and peripheral health units them, show say for transfer medical reports with transportation, workman them and safe space for keep file and other property them na big challenge na the hospital. The recommendation na for help improve the hospital and health center them with digital record system where will help well body workman them and save the hospital. Na for sake of this make the Ministry of Health don't join with the World Link Communication for come with the Starlink connectivity where go tap the plenty paper file them where ki lost na hospital. Prescription when not to by handwriting, doctor the way go find lab results and see past sickness history where patients can get. But then why na been a challenge where well body workman they get na hospital and PHU them na different side in the country. Make some well body workman them been talk about how this system go help them pan and work.
First, the patient in come, who then discharge them go, who they get discharge card, who they go now. Or they come back, then they call the discharge card again. And for the youth in that chat, it is find out it's very, very difficult. So pass to the for they go back, we open new chats for them. That is the big issue. But for now, if that EMS still they can start, it will be easy for me.
It will help we that will right, don't stop. At least low self the part of explore at this way different can several enter to send out doctor activity the labs and send out labs will know what's necessary for that will be very fast. That will help for let the patient get fast treatment.
Where be they talk, the medical superintendent na the Julius Maada Bio Pediatric Center of Excellence, Dr. Aisha Mustafa, been talk about the challenge when they be they get before this support from the ministry.
First of all, start electronic medical records, but we'll not be able to sustain them because we'll not get the right internet connectivity. So that's now one of the problems there. Electronic medical record, as I explained, it gets a lot of advantage. You'll be able to communicate faster, you'll be able to communicate seamlessly, and it will reduce cost once you establish it. So because we'll not be get good internet, all that they will not able to do. So we'll not be able to go ahead with electronic medical.
where in be the hand over the Starlink connectivity na the JMB hospital. For other 300 hospitals in the country, the Minister of Health, Dr. Stindembi, say this new tool where they don't get now go improve patient care in the country.
It will improve patient care in JMB because what's happening now, you did see all the kind of services that they provide in other hospitals, then they're able to communicate and share the experience with JMB now. JMB themselves are able to share their experience with picking them around the whole country so other people can be aware of them. Also, if Pekin's sick, they can able to get consult from here to the other doctor that we're there around for say, maybe you can manage this case or this is serious, you get for referral to we go ready. And what's happening in communications will give them the skills for able to prepare for this patient. Yeah, so when the patient come, then they expect them, then we will take good care of them.
Dr. Dembi continue for talk about the impact where this go create in the country well body sector.
With this kind of capability, you go able to link up with America, with Australia, with India, with all sides around the world. You know, where you go able to share what you do with them, or then be able to share what you for do. So again, you get this kind of ability for communicate around. So for example, right now, as I say, other hospitals and they in fact we start one new pediatric center of excellence in the country. So we'll go twin them. We will twin them with JMB so that they will talk to each other for see how to manage patients. So the training very important because again when this year don't settle good one, even when they do major operation, we'll get camera inside the way they maintain privacy of the patient, but you will be able to see the procedure so that young doctor that will they learn, with they in training, they can able to follow the surgery no matter outside in the country.
Dr. Stindembi end up call on well body workman them for use the Starlink connectivity for the right purpose. As this in say, go help improve the country well body sector. For Radio Democracy, Mina Karifa to contest the report.
The program Good Morning Salone they continue. They come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Today we look at the constitutional amendment bill where they before Parliament now. Usai we get different organizations them we don't take them positions them for sake of this bill. Earlier we don't introduce the executive director Center for Accountability and the Rule of Law Jeremy Ben Simbo. We can get position on this and also we get 50-50 group representative na the program we na been to Kamara in our program manager 50-50 we can look at the constitutional amendments and different people them don't they get their own input into this and position papers them don't they come out. Well, the amendment of the 1991 constitution bill there before Parliament we then go start for debates today and provisions them now this amendment gets for do with waiting come on at the white paper when at Edmond Cowan constitutional review process. And also waiting come out na the tripartite recommendations them. And this one within the debates now get for do with election aspect of them. Well, as I say, plenty people don't they get different positions them for Seka this and online now we get Lahai Lawrence Lima we now been first national publicity secretary for the Salone People's Party in one of the Salone people we don't get position for Seka this constitutional amendment we then go to begin debates in a Parliament. Good morning Lahai Lawrence Lima and welcome to the program Good Morning Salone.
Good morning 98.1 and thank you for having me.
As you get from the background where I just introduced, and we did talk about the amendments, constitutional debates we go up in a Parliament today, and different organizations and individuals don't get positions. And you know one of the people we get position for sake of the amendments and the provisions them. Somebody where they listen to you now go like for no what's in a Lima in position?
Well, my position are one way. Basically, they strengthen with democratic governance in this country, and at the same time, one way they secure the interest of the citizenry and also profile development in the country. So over time, we don't complain with too much of power concentrated in presidency. And many times people don't see the over concentration of power in the presidency that leads to sometimes abuse. It creates heightened political tensions and all. But what we would also not able to try for advance of mind to the constitution will come in today as a modern document today for dictate how we governance, architecture, the work in the country, and at the same time how we development aspirations they go in the country, when the constitution they define them and they establish state institutions and how then state institutions then for functions. We also for remember that that authority the way the constitution they provide, this is derivative. The constitution not come into being just from the air. It gets a source. And that source they get to do with a treaty document. That treaty document, which we call today the modern state of Sierra Leone, that treaty document in a so far the research cover, now in bring the colony administration and what in today we call the protectorate or the hinterland together, what we call a nation of Sierra Leone. And from there, by 1950, there was a succession to that treaty document. And from 1950-51, we begin to talk of formation of political parties. From the formation of political parties, we begin take up space for state governance. And so by the time we get independent, we don't get bodies where we don't function before the constitution they come into being. So when you watch section 40 of the constitution, or even before that, you look at section 25, we talk about sovereignty of the people. That sovereignty of the people gets in source, where it comes from this original arrangement of which I talk about the treaty document. Now, before that treaty document they come into being, there has been a traditional practices where the people of Sierra Leone they manage and administer themselves with before we get to come into contact with Europeans or the outside world. Where later we get to come document waiting don't bring it today to modern governance. Therefore, if we create a constitution and allocate sovereign authority to the people will get that sovereignty they originate from a source. So for make you get a complete constitutional document, the source of that sovereignty must be fully acknowledged, where one therefore serve as a historical unification of the political divide we get today, because you get today political parties competing for offices. And you cannot expect a political party actor, we don't compete for get office for able to protect and preserve state institutions of governance. Therefore, we need a neutral and independent body will go serve as state unity, we're able for unite this country, where in operations they're not determined by an action of a political party. So if you look at like I talk about section 40 of the constitution, where it concentrates the powers of it concentrates head of state powers in the exercise of the president. Now they expect the president who don't compete from a political party standpoint for make it come for dispense duties dispassionately, where it not go able to undermine state institutions. So looking at it from all the angles and also concerns of Sierra Leoneans of also saying that power is being concentrated too much into the presidency, the position we attend to the Constitutional Review Committee now for make them look at how much we will go back to the historical record we bring into being, which we call today the Constitution, we are the source, we are the historical source, and also the Constitution being the modern document for state governance, or make we see how best be able for delegate ordinary executive power to state institutions and also reserve a residual authority to the sovereign.
Now, you argument now that the constitution gives so much power to the president, and you talk about the source and how the constitution developed. Say we reached the 1991 and this amendment. In this amendment, whose provision you think say then for amend na parliament within the debate, or then for pull or add for this power of the president where you get concerned about?
Well, section 25, which I talk about the sovereignty, and section 40, those are the areas of concern where I feel say we for amend. Especially the functions of the head of state, because largely the president normally is elected to be the is elected to head government and to dispense executive functions. But at the same time, how they design the constitution, it also they serve in the representative capacity as head of state. So it tells you that that authority they na a representative capacity in which they act. So what in my argument is that a political actor, a political party actor who has we don't claim to power through political parties competition, you know, we expect say that kind of person they will be very neutral in terms of protecting state institutions and governance. And so because of that over concentration of political powers in the seat of a political party actor, now my view say it creates heightened political tension, and it also it undermined the neutrality of the presidency for making able to act dispassionately in protecting constitutional order.
Now, the debate today starts in a parliament today. If members of parliament go listen to you, what do you expect say them for do in this particular provision here? Or what do you want to see?
Then for, you know, because we do constitution for make it guide we as a country, for make we make sure say there are guiding rules or guiding principles where they guide how the state functions. So we want to remove state sovereignty from political party competition. And therefore, that state sovereignty must be allocated to the historical lineage where they participate in the formation of what we call today the state of Sierra Leone, where will serve as a moral guarantor and as a state unity, where will perform the role of the head of state in this country, and where it will unify this country, where will also get a residual clause in that particular provision, where we'll get certain guidance where the constitution will create based on the document where I don't forward to them, where they will look into. So in essence, in summary of already attend, now for let them look into the provisions or ways give sovereignty to the people, and also complete the acknowledgement of the historical source. We look at the lineage from which side the state sovereignty itself begins, and at the same time look at the role. Look at the role in Section 40 and dissolve. And ensure say then divorce that role they and allow the executive for effectively function in providing executive governance for the state.
Now, you say you send them in. This now then a parliament, he left with the MPs them for debate. The two political parties then a parliament, the APs and SLPP and also the parliament chief for debate whether I agree on them or not. But before this term, they don't ask for position papers them. You be don't submit them before this term to the people where they review the constitution.
Yes.
So you view reflecting the final draft?
Yes. The final one was saying you mean?
No, the final draft of the constitution, you view reflect what you want to see? The amendments be reviewed.
They don't release the final draft already.
No. What in the MPs and the debates today? What do you been think say for day? You see them there? Will they be asked for position paper?
Well, I don't actually see what they don't pull as a final draft to the way them go debate. But waiting assure of that me position where I stand, there was a public acknowledgement of the position paper where I stand. So whether that was reflected in the final draft today, where then they can discuss, I am yet to ascertain that.
Thank you very much for joining me in this edition of the program, Lahai Lawrence Lima.
It's a pleasure to talk to you now always.
Okay, now the first National Publicity Secretary for the Salone People's Party, SLPP. As in they talk about imposition as a citizen on the constitutional amendment and what in be they expect for C inside the amendments bill we go turn to law as MPs and go start for debate. And today, if we just join me today, we look at the constitutional amendment, what's at the role of civil society and what's at the position on Ali Abidon introduced Jeremy Ben Simbo from CAL and also Bintu Kamara from 50-50. I come to you, Jeremy Ben Simbo. Before we come to una position, somebody go like for know how often or how una don't they follow this process of the constitutional amendment to say we do so today as CAL?
Well, on behalf of the Center for Accountability and Rule of Law, Sierra Leone, I want for this moment again for appreciate the effort so far with Parliament and the government of Sierra Leone don't make with respect to this constitutional review process. We did not sustain and so far, so we really appreciate them. As an institution, we don't position ourselves for promote constitutionalism, good governance, accountability, human rights, and the rule of law. We don't follow this process from inception. Then I right from the time we start with the late President Amat Kaba. And at that time we start for follow through this process. Because we know say this current constitution will get the 1991 constitution a good, but to a very large extent, it get a lot of lacunas. It gets so many gray areas. It get areas in where they contradict itself. You understand? So because of that, we know say yes, we need for review that constitution. The TRC said begin for recommend and they as well. So this process from where we begin, we don't follow and through. From that point, we also come with the former president Kroma and his by Kroma. We begin for establish an 80-man committee. We follow that process. That 80-man committee do a lot of engagements and consultations across the length and breadth of this country. Then go to every chiefdom. Can be represented. If we begin record as them, we they record almost all of the conversations. We say plenty thank you to UNDP and OSIWA at that time. We begin for support in that regard. So fast forward after the conversations, the late Justice Edmund Cowan began for the team began for put together a report. Then began for receive so many position papers from individuals and also institutions within and outside Sierra Leone. They also do comparative analysis. They go to other countries and go compare how the new constitution then they operate. You understand? So we therefore submit a report to the former President Anes Bakroma, 608-page report. Now we therefore submit. In that report, we get 134 recommendations. Now the other report, they submit them. Then later on, issues can come out of that. You understand? So fast forward, we're going to the 2018 elections now. But at that time, this current government, current administration became in opposition. One of the major issues that we then campaign on, that as they cancel, then go give a new constitution. And then go really look at the workway Justice Cowan and team do. Okay. Yes, because I'm sure they said also the representatives in that committee there. You understand? Then go pay attention to that and insist and give a new constitution. Yes, we don't move beyond that. President Bio win the elections in 2018, and in the first time, we see what he do, he give a white paper. The white paper we give, out of the 134 recommendations within the Cowan report, now just 50 recommendations then take. They reject 84 in the white paper. So then again, we see it show concern. Okay. Because remember, these are Salone people. The Cowan committee will be very inclusive to a large extent. Then they'll be really doing a wide range of consultations across the country. They traverse the entire Sierra Leone, go to every chiefdom, as I don't tell you on their own. So we say, no, why you go for can't take 50? You just reject the other 184, out of the 134.
Jeremy, we can look into them concerns and also the reports will not be done submit and which one I think or which one they expect as the parliament they look at the constitutional amendment bill today. You don't give a background of how Carl done they follow the process since the inception of the late President Amat Kabat right down to former President Kuroma and to the current President President Julius Maada Bio. Since that time day to the stage now where we did so with Parliament they look at the constitutional amendment bill today. How you go view the entire process?
So now that they try for camera, they try for council now. So also now, then this current administration we don't develop a constitutional amendment bill 2024, a constitutional amendment act 2025. Sorry, that day before Parliament. The very first day where this one appeared at Parliament, yes, and do the first reading, issues can come out of them. You understand? The two sides and the APC and the SLP MPs, the debate be so serious. So now the speaker being for direct say, let them now take this one to the legislative committee. So the legislative committee will get further consultations. You understand? And then get position papers from the public. We can't say, we also submit to position, what I can talk about later. So for us to say here and a good move and other individuals themselves as well present a position paper then. But what we really want for see in all of what's in the episode, first, we want for make as this document in the Parliament they do the second and third readings today, and eventually they go end up for vote on them. Let them put parties and politics away from this process. Because as long as parties and politics continue for the part of this process, it will be difficult for me to get a progress.
You think it's there around that?
Definitely, yes. We see
what are the pointers?
Parties and politics, because when you look at even the day where the debate where they go, this person will say no. If they take this one, this go keep we own party away from government, from governance. Sorry, for a long while. So we don't want time this way. If they do this one, this will continue for protect the incumbency. Yeah, the incumbent, you understand? Now come to think about it. Me one quick pointer to where I go just in my own quick then two political parties, for example, SLP and APC, don't review their constitution a long time ago. They don't even do it Andy. They don't review their own party constitution. They don't do it. So now for review this 1991 constitution now, whether the country in your modern law, within the law of all other laws in this country, it don't become so difficult. It don't almost done. They take 2 decades.
You think say the politicians they don't put party interest more than the country interest?
Definitely, that's what I don't see. They don't put party interest more than the country interest. So now make, in fact, we say almost everything there in the current report. When you look at even the recommendations that come up from the tripartite committee, almost all of the recommendations will come on the committee, the tripartite committee report, they inside the current report. The current report don't make the recommendations and declare. I tell you, I say the consultations, then do it widely, then go across country. So many engagements then may happen where we go through that and they all. So, but as long as they continue to put partisan position inside this one, it will be difficult. And what we want, this current government, we don't promise to say it go done with this process. For us as CAL, we don't say this process here, it's not long overdue now. You go take almost 2 decades, 20 years down the line for just review one constitution. This is not too long a time in period this don't take. And we not just want a constitution. We want a progressive constitution. We want a people-centered constitution. Now that kind of document we want for Sierra Leone every day. And over, let me say this again. Where you're in position of authority, you're in power, you didn't make law. You think that law for favor you. Also remember, say tomorrow you will let that state. Now that same law they then go apply against you as well. So now make we say, let we get a people-centered constitution. So that this document will be for we all. It will be friendly to each and every one. Now come to think about it. Waiting this storm where you ask Lyle Lawrence Lima, where they talk about some of the sections. Then. Now we talk about the positions of justiciable. Now we say, then rights and then basic rights and fundamental rights and right to health, right to education, right to energy, etc., etc. We don't see say then why I need for a justiciable in our constitution. So that tomorrow when any government come, when it fail for adequately provided one day for citizenry, let the citizens now take government to court because of that. So you see, but they still say no, we don't want that.
So would they come to view back on your position, on CAL position, inside the program, and we look at some of the provisions them way they inside we get for be somehow contentious between the opposition or the ruling party. As Yusuf mentioned, everybody now thinks if we take this now we won't party interest this or now we won't party interest this. We'll get for CAL look at that. Continue for stay between the program Jeremy Ben Simbo from CAL.
The program Good Morning Salone, they continues at the program where they come over to the other studio guest. We now from 50-50 group as now one of the women organizations. Then we don't follow the review of the 1991 Constitution and for welcome we come for welcome Bintu Kamara. We are the program manager for 50-50. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning and thank you for having me.
50-50, now one of the women group them, we don't follow the process, the review of the 1991 Constitution. Well, waiting at them position, we can look into that and not consult them. Just like Jeremy, we don't follow this process throughout since the start. Waiting don't be the rule of 50-50 in the review of the 1991 Constitution with the amendment bill day before Parliament now today.
Thank you very much and good morning again to listeners. So 50-50 group, as everybody know, for over the past 2 decades, we don't advocate for ensure say women and voice and women and contribute to national development. Because we know say before this time, it's difficult for you get women and for even occupy leadership position. And we believe say the Constitution are one of the instruments them way it go able for amplify woman voice, it go able for address the challenges the way women in the face, and also it go able for push for inclusive governance and development in this country we serve. So as a group, we don't work with other organizations them for make sure say women and all left behind in the whole process itself. And by this I mean say just like when my brother mentioned the Justice Kawan process we been go on, we make sure say as 50-50 group and other partners them, we engage with women them across the country for understand wetin a woman in position where it come to the constitution itself, wetin the woman they want for see inside the constitution. Because we not forget say even the TRC reports, one of the recommendations where it be make now that women them and young people them because of the discrimination we them face kind of contributes to the war we get. So we need for address that by ensuring that at least 50% of leadership position, 50% inclusion of women and young people. And we as 50-50, we take that into consideration. So beyond the engagements that we do, we also work with other people and put together the women's communique. So the women's communique kind of outline some of the things that we want to see as women then inside the constitution, and also we make recommendations then where even where we can look at the position paper, just some of the recommendations then, because for we this is not like a progressive work we don't do. So some of the recommendations that we'll make around the quota system, some of the recommendations that we'll make around the use of neutral languages, some of the recommendations that we'll make around the inclusive participation of persons with disability, and for ensure say we constitution not just let be a citizens constitution, because we not see women them as different sets of people them now the society. As we know the current country often we serve over 50% of the population are women them. So we want to see a constitution where it reflects the views, the perspectives, and able to address the structural and historical challenges of women them. So throughout we don't follow up as an organization, and beyond the engagement with the women them, also at the national level, we also don't engage with key structures them. So for example, with the Office of the Attorney General, we also don't engage with other partners them for ensure say we perspective them also they in line with the laws the way they pass, so that we know say the society often we serve now a very in terms of patriarchy, you know, as you begin to talk about women issues, the first day they come, oh, the woman they don't come back. So we also try to get legal minds and other people and for just look at waiting at the provision them and waiting we go present as women, so that at the end of the day it not will just come from a woman perspective, but also it will come from a nationalistic perspective, and we all be able to own the process together. So for instance, Section 27E of the Constitution, this is one of the things the way the women and don't they advocate for make sure say that they come out, and like where women they talk just now. So as part of the recommendations the way government try for accept that Section 27E, then try for expunge them, they pull and come out. So we know say as a country we don't make progress when it comes to addressing women issues, but we know say we get a lot.
Okay, being to come, we'll come back. We'll look at the position of 50-50 in this amendment. And then now being to come, program manager 50-50. The program Good Morning Salone they continue. We'll go for a break. We'll come back with the journalist studio guest.
Cecil, do you know any sharp user I go able get quality laptop or desktop computer for buy? When I go give me wahala like the last one?
Aisha, you see this Dell computer na me hand? It don't pass 8 years from where I begin user. It no one day give me problem. Na Palestino International in shop, na 5 and 6 Gloucester Street, na they a buyer. Not to copyright Palestino they sell, na original. You see this me plasma TV, this Samsung home theater, me standing fan and mobile phone. Every day when you see them, it's like a new one. They don't pass 8 years na me hand. Palestino don't open Palestino International Computer Shop na 3 Bojon Street Bow. Also you they get all kind computer for buy. For more, just call 076 56 5432 077 80 5898. Palestino International in Computer Shop. All team day for you.
Amara, but you don't hear about the big conference we get for Paramount Chief them all about the country?
Conference for Paramount Chief them?
Yes, The Ministry of Local Government and Community Affairs, the National Council of Paramount Chief, together with the Office of National Security, gets for all one big conference for all the 190 Paramount Chief them na the country.
Na big event that one day. So whose term then will get them?
The conference for Paramount Chief then gets for be July 30, so till August 1, 2026. Na the new Bo Kenema Highway Conference Center na Bo City.
This na 3-day conference where then get for talk about beaucoup important government business.
Correct. Then gets for talk about in them where they promote local governance, Paramount Chieftaincy and the role where Paramount Chief them gets for play pan governance and national security. Make a ticklish you small. Dr. Julius Madabio, now in the big alejo for this conference here.
Don't forget the conference of Paramount Chief will be July 30, so till August 1, 2026, na Bo City, Southern Sierra Leone. Now the Ministry of Local Government and Community Affairs bring this message to you.
Bloomberg Digital Banking don't come for we.
I said so. You look stressed so.
Na bank they won't go so.
Me sister, go digital.
Digital?
Yes, with Bloomberg Digital Banking. Just tap, click, swipe and send money, receive money, check your balance, pay your bills and get quick loans before Jacko Kotiai.
But Abule fly.
Well, bring your phone.
Not so easy and quick.
Yes, with Bloomberg Digital, you can bank with freedom any side na the world. Your money is safe and secure. Also, you can do business and transfer money instantly by your currency across Africa. Quick one with Colats.
Wow! As from today, call me Isa to Bloomberg Digital. I dey go tell all me party them for join Bloomberg Digital Banking.
Go ahead and download our digital banking app from Google Play Store and Apple Store, or visit any of our branches for further details. For no more, you can visit our website, bloombankafrica.com. Bloombank Africa. Let's make it happen.
The program Good Morning Salone, they continue to come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. As today inside the program, we look at the 2025 Constitutional Amendment Bill, where they before Parliament today. As members of Parliament, they look at the bill today, and we look at different organizations, where they send them position paper with regard the review of the 1991 Constitution. And one of the organizations then are the Human Rights Commission, where we don't send position paper, and online now we don't join by the vice chairperson for the Human Rights Commission, we now Victor Idrissa Lansana. We can talk about the human rights position for sake of the Constitutional Amendment Bill. Good morning and welcome to the program, Victor Idrissa Lansana, Esquire.
Good morning, 96.1. It's a pleasure to be here.
Members of Parliament today, they look at the 2025 Constitutional Amendment Bill. From the Human Rights Commission point of view, what do we make up of the 2025 Constitutional Amendment Bill where they before Parliament now?
Well, again, thank you very much, 96.1, for getting the Human Rights Commission on the show. First and foremost, we actually expect for the entire amendment or the repeal and replacement of this 1991 Constitution be done holistically, other than the do in piecemeal like how it happen so now. Be as it may, say them politicians, them APC, SLPP, they belong to one room, they decide say because they are so much interested in elections, all of the issues they go for those elections, they decide to say, okay, well, let them go ahead with this one first and let first the big constitution. Let them look at all of the electoral issues them, so that the rule for meet the 2028 elections.
You mentioned, say, they expect for let the entire process be holistic. Is it that the Human Rights Commission not seem for happy with the entire process?
Well, not exactly. We don't actually let for make the front do that play complete this constitution. We don't say we don't say we efforts have been made for make sure we get a new brand constitution. But they will not pass a stage now. Now also we look at the amendment bill we did before Parliament now. the Human Rights Commission of Sierra Leone, we are the body responsible for protect and promote human rights of everybody in this country. We don't do our own position paper. We don't present it to Parliament. And I'm happy the last time, I think it was last week, when the speaker announced the different institutions and individuals that we submit position paper. The nation call out the Human Rights Commission, and the position paper we believe say very much instructive. And if Parliament really give chance to look at them very, very well, we believe say it will make a very good, it will give a very good information and a very much instructive way. At the end of the day, if they look at those recommendations, we'll get a very, very good amendment bill or good amendments and constitution will come out at the end of the day.
Victor, this bill day before Parliament and members of Parliament go look into this bill today. What's in the position of the Human Rights Commission for the constitutional amendment bill?
Okay, so when you go do the position paper, it's not like we do a literature of just one or a summary of the issue. We look at them from different provisions then or sections that we decide the amendment bill that we look at. So there are a number of them. So let's start. For instance, we talk say the provision we for do with the nomination, the nomination committee in terms of the ECSL and makeup, the composition of the ECSL. We talk say those bodies them, the institutions the way they say for form the nomination committee. What's in there now? What they suggest in that bill? They say the president for appoint people, like for instance, if they say bar association, the president for appoint a lawyer for the part of the nomination committee. If they say civil society, the president for appoint the civil society, the representative for another committee, and so on and so forth. But we think say that is not correct. We believe say the best approach now the human rights framework. What the Human Rights Commission gets? Remember, say the Human Rights Commission, we don't framework for let them appoint commissioners them again for go through a very rigorous process. So the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, now they put out notice to the public, say vacancy day for commissioners them, they invite the members for let them send in nominations them. So once they send nominations them, they now shortlist from those nominations, and then the one they shortlist, they call them, for let them come sit down before a panel and go through an interview. The panel already is the part of act. The panel is being constituted, and their members and they different organizations they send their own members them. Okay, they can interview the people and we normally get interest for big commissioners them. So after that interview, and they gazette the list of 9 people them. That's now further scrutiny. Once they gazette them, now they invite people across the board, everybody for making look at those people and they don't put a list the names up, so that the members of the public will able for further scrutinize them. After that scrutiny, then the AG's office they now send they send 7 names to the president. So the president will choose from those 7 names 5 names as it is now, and then those 5 names will also go to Parliament. They will now go and further their scrutiny from the parliamentary committee before ever they will present it at the well. Then the well of Parliament itself also will able for make sure they scrutinize the people in there. So that kind of thing we want to see, for the ECSL commissioners then. Let them go through this procedure, but without having to have the president appointing people in way who form part of the nomination committee. So that is our very first recommendation. And then we also say, we don't see several times how selections in this country they become problem, particularly so they change from one government to the other. So that transition period don't bring a lot of violence. It don't bring a lot of chaos. Even the one that really go in that office, by the time they wake up that morning, they say, they don't change your position or they don't put in your office. So what will they say? We recommend say, let's get a 90 days transition period, so that when somebody win or somebody they announce them as the president or as the winner of the presidential elections, they don't just go ahead once and swear in the person. So there will be a kind of law period, like 90 days transition period, within which the people put everything together. The one that within in office go down hand over, they go down properly hand over. It will also be an opportunity for the person to win, for able to present a very good the cabinet, members of cabinet and so on and so forth. So we recommend say let there be a 90 days transition period, before they will swear in and let the person who win will be inaugurated. We also recommend say that issue we would only see around, on different occasions, the issue of the woman representation. We commend government the fact say it is that bill, now making sure that it becomes a constitutional provision. Already we get the GIWI Act. Everybody knows say there's a minimum 30% quota for women. So we commend government that they are now bringing it to the supreme law, the constitution itself, so that women them will get prominence in society. It's not just stop at the level of statute, but now it will be a constitutional provision that women them will get minimum 30% in terms of appointive and elective positions in the country. So that is also another recommendation or suggestion we would make a standard position paper.
Okay, Victor, briefly, now, in few hours' time, members of parliament then go look into this bill. From the Human Rights Commission, which one do they expect from MPs them?
So now we expect MPs them to understand, say, this is above APC, this is above SLPP, this is for the interest of Sierra Leone. Constitution, not to one way, not to the documents way, one morning just grab you say, I'm not happy with this provision, I will amend that. You need it takes time. It really takes time for them to be able to amend a constitution. So this is an opportunity for them to put country, the interest of the country above every other interest. And by the way, then get a constitutional mandate. We look at section 13 of the constitution. That section 13 of the constitution, they tell you, say, they give you duties of citizens. Parliamentarians are citizens, and they are representing citizens as well. Okay. So they get a rule for they make sure, say, they put the interest of the country above every other loyalty. That is what section 13 says. Okay. It says every citizen must always put the interest of Sierra Leone above political interest, above religious interest, above every other interest. Okay. So we want them to make them understand, say, this is not about their political parties, this is about the nation. And therefore, understand, say, when you serve the nation well, you go home and sleep well. And, look, we also want to make people understand, when you're in power, that is the time you can, really put, you can enact laws them, where at the end of the day, it will stand the test of time. Okay. And even if you go out of power, you will always use them. It will always favor you. So we expect parliamentarians them, we call upon parliamentarians them for them to read in the first place. Because, some people, with all due respect, they hardly read. Then they first of all read the documents, read the position papers them all, read the amendment bill itself, and then read also the very tool, the extant law, the extant constitution, the already equivalent and national constitution. And they read all of the documents there so that they will get a better information going into the debate and making a good judgment. Okay. Now, only when you read, you will be able to get understanding, you will be able to get enough information, enough material for you for better debate. Okay. So we want them to put the country at heart, put the country above the political parties then, and make sure, say, they do this thing to the best of their ability. Okay. And right now we are disappointed the fact, say, these political parties then, they don't even do a kind of citizens engagement. You see, section 35 of the Constitution, the current 1991 Constitution, it places obligation on political parties. Section 35 one say every political party for endeavor for shape the political will of the people of the country. So we expect say we then get this opportunity. So the following go the different constituencies or whether not parliamentarians are now the secretariat of these parties them. They follow able to engage the members them so that the members are going to get input into this constitution, into this document before ever all political parties, by the way, they follow the position papers them. And they follow that position papers they follow be informed by waiting them people they say.
Okay.
And even parliamentarians, they follow different constituencies them. They follow different constituencies do engagement so that at the end of the day they will be in a better position for debate and for do the right thing.
Okay. Victor Idrissa Lansana, Vice Chairperson for the Human Rights Commission. One for say plenty. Thank you for taking time for being part of the program. Good Morning Salone. With that, now the Vice Chairperson for the Human Rights Commission of Salone, Victor Idrissa Lansana, they talk about the human rights position for the constitutional amendment bill where they before Parliament. The program Good Morning Salone, they continue. Will they go for this break? After this break, when we come, we go engage with studio guests them.
Tell me what in the stop nonsense.
You dey look for side for keep you money and for make you business grow?
Well, now the term is so for keeping money with any community bank or financial services association, which then they call FSA, with the all side na salon because then a good party with good condition, very easy for the ordinary man.
They go guide you fine one, but how for manage you money for change your life and the people them and your community. Remember say when you keep your money in a bank where they near you not just they keep money for bye but you they help your community for go before.
So waiting you the wait, you be businessman or farmer, petit together, so you act person, teacher or anybody keep your money in any community bank or FSA where they near you and see how your life go better.
Tell me what in the stop nonsense. Now money they stop nonsense.
Nothing no they pressure me.
Hey! They don't do one more, they don't do one. PC Foreign Exchange Bureau, the number one foreign exchange bureau in the country, they give all the customers them 1% cashback for every transaction where they make through Western Union, MoneyGram, or RIA. Not so nice K. PC Foreign Exchange Bureau, don't 1% the game. So you will get fumble, paddy, or business partner where they send for you money through Western Union, MoneyGram, or RIA. Run go now any PC and Son shop where they all about the country. For you where they free tongue, PC and Son shop they now 16 Godrich Road Lumley, 59 Wellington Street, 31 Guard Street, 19 Frobe Road, 10 and 53 Sanya Bacha Street, 32 A Wilkinson Road, 9 Kuto Road, and 24 City Road Port C. For Waterloo Famulem, within a 9 A Liverpool Street, Waterloo, for Famulem where they upline, within a 76 Sky Corridor Road Corner, within a 5 Palmer Street Kabbalah, 54 Dambala Road Bo, within a number 4 Denby Street Kenema, 39 Rogbane Road Makeni, 137 Airport Ferry Road Lunge, Lagos Compound Kailaun, and 35 IDA Road, Cambia. Tell your neighbor say, PC Foreign Exchange Bureau, the 1% the game.
In Salone, they continue. They look at the amendments of the 1991 Constitution bill we go there before Parliament today for make members of Parliament then debate and we'll get different perspective then into the program we don't get earlier. The first National Publicity Secretary for the Salone People's Party, Lahiro and Slima, and also the Vice Chairperson for Human Rights Commission don't get a own position or the commission in position. And now the program will get Jeremy Ben Simbo, now the program from Carl, and also we get Bintu Kamara from 50-50 now the program. When they come to them for make the state then positions them inside the program, but I don't send a message them on 077-981-981 attempt for make we look at some of their messages here so and we can't with studio guest them for respond. Are they hear me?
Well, this one from the Facebook page, they come up from Tunde Scott, who says Sierra Leoneans were deceived by some civil society activists leading up to the 2018 elections. The sad thing is that most of them are now quiet or skillfully defending the government. We say no to PR system and reduction of the 55% winning by any political party.
Ibrahim Sise now with Facebook page he say history is the fairest judge of public service. The people of Sierra Leone will not only observe today's proceedings, they will remember every debate, every decision, and every voice behind it. May every contribution honor the Constitution, protect democracy, and place the nation's interest above all else. God bless Sierra Leone, from Ibrahim Sisi on our Facebook page.
This one from Musa, he says, Sierra Leone is a very blessed country. All we need is true and sincere love for the country and extend the same love amongst ourselves. Nothing will stop the country and us to develop, inshallah, because our sickness, which is attitude like corruption, partisan, regionalism, tribalism, nepotism, and all odds will be eliminated. Country first and citizen seconds must be our daily oath of prayer.
This one from Momon Bugba on our Facebook page. He said the reasons why we should review our constitutions are: it helps protect the fundamental rights, ensuring that laws and government actions comply with the Constitution, which is the supreme legal document that outlines the rights and freedom of citizens. Help carry out an independent which act as a check to the power of the executive and the legislative branches of government. Help reinforces the principles that all individuals and institutions, including subjects to the law, resolve legal disputes, support the principle that the people are the source of authority and that the government must act in public interest. Help clarify legal standards, prevent abuse of power, encourage public participation and awareness.
This one from Musa says, good morning, God Democracy. Please let all stakeholders who have the opportunity to participate in this national constitution be honest and fear Allah. Because it's like the Holy Bible and the Holy Quran. It's a political Bible and Quran. Let them do the needful that will be more beneficial to the country and its citizens. National politics is the work of Allah, but He has delegated such responsibility to us as humans. So let's please always have the fear of Allah, as posterity will judge us one day, and we pray for have a positive result.
Tijan M. Kaikai, the first past the post is more preferable to the proportional representative system, because the winners take all can allow us to vote for our trusted individuals instead of political parties, and those individuals can be held responsible. Well, from the message here, so we come to we studio guest them for make them go respond. We start with Jeremy Ben Simbo. After respond to messages, then we look at one position paper.
Yeah, well, the message is very good. You know, we say plenty thank you to the one that we don't send messages. Just that me other brother, Salone brother, they say most civil society actors don't take partisan position. They now they defend the government's people. I think say yes to a very large extent. My opinion that they get right to run. But as you know, Carl, we always position very clear. We not belong to any political party. Me don't get no party card. I don't me allegiance not to no political party. Me allegiance not to Sierra Leone Day. You understand? And I give that as a very strong promise to the public country. Now, we don't see what the people that say they still call for. One of the things that we don't really come out, just like quoting Victor saying that enough consultations. The 10 way Justice Cowan of blessed memory and Timby do this work and present that paper. So Monday now, when they talk about this constitution, they always talk about waiting for go on now. At that time, the in mind level below. So until anything they say, don't begin vote it. You don't begin vote now. So now make with the express say, therefore don't do additional consultations, at least on their work day. The TRC report make the recommendations then. You understand? So we see them work the way it happen exclusively. So Salone people, they look forward to that day as well. But we don't see that day enough happen over time. You see, the consultations that happen, maybe not minimal level no more. They look at just people, they want to elite them and talk to them. What about the one that out there? The MPs and get responsibility. They say they represent people then. They be need for going to the localities or the district them for going to get them and know they don't use them before they can debate them today. But like they will not see that. And again, we expect to MPs them not for really focus debate just on elections. It's like saying the constitutional review stuff. Now, likely on elections, but I not focus on.
But this provision within the debate today, the aspect of within the debate today, now based on election.
So now, make with the still say we need don't look at this thing holistically. You understand this review process? You don't take.
You not think say time don't it?
No, time not it. Time not it at all. Me, I still believe. I hope they will get a new constitution by God's grace. The only thing when I'm concerned at that, let's get a progressive and people-centered constitution. The one where they reflect the views aspirations, and opinions of people. Now, that they really need to look forward to, not to for just get a new constitution.
What are the provisions the way things are within the constitution where it will be people-centered?
Like one, for example, the way we don't say about the justiciable rights, where we say where government fail for providing one and the adequately for its citizens. Let the people now get the authority, the legal authority, for take government example to court. That and one. Second, the enormous powers of the president. The president gets so many powers. We see where Lima, they mentioned the one in there as well. The president, they appoint the chief justice. Now they appoint the inspector general of police. Now they appoint the attorney general. Now they appoint the commissioners. Now they appoint. So all the one and the other parts, and they're too many. So at the end of the day, you will see some form of imbalance when it comes to operations of state actors. You see, so there are serious issues and then they all together. So now they say no, let other ways and the other means and they now make Justice Cowan of blessed memory. I continue for reference, and then they go do other, then go to other countries and they go see how their own constitution they work, how they arrive at certain decisions. So let we say also look at them one and then comparison and see how you can walk through it.
What's our own position?
We position very clear. We position first. We say they need to do enough consultations across the length and breadth of this country. The MPs they get out, we not say government get them as well. Even we say, you understand? Now one this way they do so. That one. And second, this process will be open and widely inclusive. Everybody need for know exactly we want for no need for understand what's in the happen. Third, make them detach parties and politics and position from this process. Because remember, national constitution they do it so. We don't depend for almost 2 decades. It's so serious. When then two political parties, the APC and SLPP, done with the constitution for review. And they done long time ago. They don't do with time. But they still struggle with this one. They don't get the opportunity for due time. Not done now. I begin from member. I call you from President Kaba of blessed memory. I come to former President Kruma. Now the current administration President Bio. You understand? So that's also it. Then we position also to talk about, for example, the one where they talk about the electoral system, where we forgo, where then they propose in the new amendment being now, we go for this proportional representation. Yes, the Justice Cowan report, when you go there, it talk about the proportional representation. When you go to the TRC report, they also talk about the proportional representation. For far too long, we don't deal with the first past the post. But what we want for, waiting we not see that which can prescribe proportional representation, which method will they use, for example, when it comes to the proportional representation. The last one was in 2023, the threshold for MPs and B2I, we're at 11.9%. Now you go make it become, you get seat in parliament. 5% for local councils, for make it become a councillor, based on the valid votes cast. So that threshold they be so high, we then peg them on census report or data. You understand? So we now have to say going forward, which kind of proportional representation.
But we not support proportional representation.
For card, yes. We say yes, proportional representation is good at the moment because we don't see, say for example, one or the from 10. We don't go in for this one. Again, you good, again, you bad side them. The first past the post, we don't do it for long. Again, you good side them. The PR, of course, again, you good side them. So at the moment we say yes, PR is good, but which type PR? That's the question.
A part of this, the provisions the way they debate today, now the 50+1.
Yes.
That a president's figure 50+1, they will declare you president, and they get proposals them where they say if we win 20% na 11 electoral districts, then you are una from Cal, una support some of them provisions here.
So we don't even know where this one I come up from in the first place. Because this one not inside the TRC report.
But so it's a blend of the TRC report and what's in common at the tripartite recommendations.
In the first place, because of we don't delay so much by this constitutional review process, now I made this issue of tripartite all cap. With respect to what's happened at tripartite, I don't tell you say most of two things for me, in your opinion, not to call in your position is what happened at the tripartite. One, now two political parties that come together and get conversations. We mean say now likely the own interest and they discuss that. That's the number one thing for us. We mean no. You understand? I believe say it will call. Then discuss the interest like this. Because if I will see in the situation where if I be propose say any political party where I think go 2 times where you don't win election, therefore the registrar. So now the way they present this amendment to parliament, the aegis office they say no, they scrap down the out. So that they tell you that their own interest likely they don't portray that. That's one. Second, they also talk about the PR system as well. They talk about that, you see. So, but this 50.1, now they say the presidency, whether they go declare as president, forget 2/3 of the vote cast, then we suggest 25%. Now that then we suggest, and that the tripartite committee we suggest. Now this current administration now they suggest 20%. So all of our issues are able to arrive at that day. This not come up na the current report. The current report now still the 55% and did it as a threshold. So for us, this is a serious concern as well. Whose side this come from? This is a serious issue. This when it comes party one for get rid of the vice president or the presidency. We see in this country when the vice president began for loss, then get for dismissal from office based on certain provisions and say no. Now because of a loss in membership in a political party, including some other reasons, therefore they began for ask her out as vice president, they dismiss her, they sack him. So we don't want that day for continuing power as it is now president that day. So going forward in the constitution, let prescribe ways and let also parliament go be involved. Sorry, for example, where we see two sources of parliament go vote on this one, and then they debate as well. You see, so I think things that we push for, and a fixed date for elections. Then a good point down there as well. Which period down there? How it go time like? Which day it go be? Now we see where Victor they talk and somebody then declare presidency today. They don't swear you on the spot. We also say no, that they no good, na bad practice and we see where they swear in President Bill in April 2018 na hotel. No, but for goodness sake, quick one, just like saying I rush to this business. So now we get a constitution. We're going to live for the test of time. We're going to be progressive and going to be people-centered. Where, for example, the enormous authority and powers where the president gets, where we call supreme executive authority, I think they really need for downsize Andy. So now some of the things that I would push for, say no, let we see the so many powers so the presidency get, let them reduce the Andy, let them powers and they be given to other institutions or to some other state actors as well. But if you continue for this, so then we will still continue for get issues with the constitution. So that now we own position as Kyle, and we still believe say this process will be concluded, but by the grace of God, we want to foresee how the outcome will like. What will be the end product? Let it be in the interest of Salone people. Let them detach parties and politics from this end position. Let them think as Salone.
Thank you.
And this one.
Continue for stay with me inside the program. Jeremy Ben Simbu, the executive director of Center for Accountability and the Rule of Law. They talk about CAL position for the constitutional amendment and the bill where they before Parliament. We then go start for debate. The program Good Morning Salone. They continue.
Program we come over to we other studio guests when the program manager for 50/50 group when I've been to Camara. You can start for respond to the first set of messages then before we can look into 50/50 position for sake of the constitutional amendments.
So where we they listen to waiting citizens that they send, it actually they indicate say we get interest into the constitutional review process itself. Because if somebody mentions, say, this na like we Bible and Quran, and this constitution, who they talk about the amendments, it's over 30 years. We mean, say, we society often we serve. Things they know they progress, things they know they happen. And one of the things that we may notice now that even from the comments where they come in, now around citizens consultation. So for instance, civil society and other partners them. One of the things that we've been doing for ensure the people and get them voice and engage with parliamentarians them. Now forget rights to access, especially for the contact of female parliamentarians them. Because we notice say, even though we all them beautiful position paper they have to go to parliament, but the voices of citizens kind of limited in the whole process itself. So for example, somebody who in a Kubola and a Falabadi street today, sometimes you don't even know say this process to go on. And one of the things that we notice as well, because of the PR system, even though it's good, a kind of help we for save income, we save time and all, but we need also for reflect as citizens with the kind of PR system where we need. Because with this kind of PR system, where you member of parliament, some people don't even know that not a member of parliament. So if process like this they carry on, who that you feel say they go meet for say, hey, we want for let we voice reflecting this. So with the messages the way they come in, clearly the state say people will not be able to forget a complete buy-in into the whole process itself. And the other thing where I notice as well, now civil society, we roll as civil society organizations. And as 50/50, for instance, we believe say inclusive participation, transparent processes and citizens' voice need for the center in all waiting we do. And civil society gets a critical role for play. And like today, this process they go on, we want to see a process outside with parliamentarians, they not go just talk about their political interest. So for instance, you know, go think say if the 50+1, for example, come, it will give you more advantage for win elections. Or sometimes the other political party go think say if the 55% come, it will give me more advantage. As citizens and as civil society, I know say some of we get for day today in the room, and I not take as criticism. it means in a clarion call for we all. If we dey go back today in that wall of parliament say, one, na for guide the parliamentarians with technical support. Let them understand some of the things the way citizens then they call for. If we say we not do enough consultation for this second process, then it means say we self need for support the process as civil society organization. And thirdly, as citizens as well, we get a role for play. We not just for look at waiting civil society for do, but citizens themselves need for push further, for engage with various platforms for ensure say their voice be centered in the whole process itself. Okay. And finally, with the PR system also, I think say if we parliamentarian in the go today, Salone are a progressive nation. We get for look at waiting at the lessons they all don't learn from the PR system and waiting at the lessons they all learn from first the past post system. So that at the end of the day, we not go just get a one particular system where we know say it not go serve the best interests of citizens. Just as the text say, we know want some man say we know want PR system, some man say we know want first the past post. So waiting we go do now for take the lessons they all don't learn from both the two processes and ensure say we shape the kind of constitution where we want. And we will not go rush up, but at the end of the day, it reflects citizens.
So as 50-50, what's una use specific thing una want see na this constitution as una position?
As a position. So the current amendments bill, we look at them. So one of the things that we come into consideration are that it make provision for the PR system itself. So we say we not just want to get number representation, but we want to see a constitution where clearly states say enforceable and also gets prescribed placements for women na political party they listing, for example. Because with the lessons so Roland with the PR, Falaba no get no female parliamentarian as we talk so. Persons with disability, for example, we current parliament no get no person with disability. So how we ensure say with this current process, we get quota for people with disability, get quota for young people and women themselves with a clear prescribed enforcement mechanism. And the other provision where the current bill they make now that for independent candidates, it provides say you need to get sufficient fund and community support. Waiting a sufficient funding and community support. In a society often we say for over the past years, where it comes to women marginalization, access to resources, education, women don't continue for first standing. Before this time, before we get the GW Act or the Lands Commissions Act, women are not able to get access to land. If you go to a bank, then go tell you say you for count with land documents where you know they get. So we want to see actually the law need for be applicable and it need for be fair to everybody. If you say candidates the way that they go under political party tickets, they no need for get sufficient finances as well as community support, but independent candidate need for meet that threshold. I think so this is not something where really today, even the female parliamentarians and other parliamentarians they need for look into. We need for prescribe what they actually mean. And the other aspect as well where we look at now the search and nomination committee. So the search and nomination committee make provision for say we need to get women's rights organization. What do you mean by women's rights organization? Because you get organization the way actually the function say we they represent women's interests, but we want to see women on the table. And the constitution need to be very prescriptive in terms of who that the need for the committee then they. That's not the first one. And secondly, with the EMBs, the PPRC, ESL, and other partners there, we want to see at least 2/3 of them elected officials for be gender parity, for be inclusive. And the other thing is that the current bill continue for use masculine languages. So for example, is, him, he. So we want to see a constitution where a gender neutral. So for example, Rwanda, Ghana, where you look at the constitution, they don't move beyond that. They know they use them term than they anymore. Okay. They will just make sure say the constitution inclusive. Okay. And finally, the other thing as well where we look at now the internal party dynamics. I think even where we the grumble say the MPs or other politicians them then concentrate more on them political parties, and because of even how the system they operate. So even with the current constitution, you get certain obligations to your political party. So I will therefore ensure say we parliamentarians the way that they come, they not just be obligated to them political parties, but the constitution kind of open in a way that you the citizens them perspective, their needs, and you kind of represent the citizens the way they elect you for. So these are some of the things the way the inside opposition people.
Continue for the which we in the program in name now Bintu Kamara and in the program manager for 50-50 group. They talk about 50-50 position on the constitutional amendment bill. The program Good Morning Salone they continue, and inside the program we go for this break.
Salome, if we want make Salome, we for change we attitude. Salome, if we want make Salome, we for change we attitude.
Famudem, mete na for nothing. We all na mortal man and we get for life. So let we left Congo, Sahel, and for bad that we come. Small days, if we sabi wasan, we go eat na big man the pan. For catch big man and I can't done. No today. You go get after, where you big man and you get. So let we left Congo, Sahel, and for bad that we come in there. For the war, that's like when Salome. Salome, if we want make Salome for change we attitude. Salome, if we want make Salome for change we attitude. Salome, if we want make Salome for change we attitude.
Yes, indeed. That na song we Daddy Ramano bring for winner the program we entitled Salome Man. The program Good Morning Salone they continue with the go for Wakabot. We continue for look at more issues.
Another morning again, Julia. What a nice weekend, mine. But I want to ask this question: where is Fly Salone airline, mine? Ate, this country the first time. Anytime fly salone. Who salone don't fly? Is it that it don't come down or is it bottom? But anyway, the people that were there in charge do ya wanna tell who fly salone there if we still there around mine. It make a member back where PPSL party me come. Any last Saturday inside the month, na national cleaning. Then do a 1 10 2 10. Wawe, all till lost ying. I talk about PPSL party una get props. Una get big time business una make an power. Last Saturday cleaning. Because of that, na so me even chaka. And that boy with the smoke gold si fit like waiting. Na to them they make a lala. Who da for all the money? PPSL party una se talk and ka. For mona kana power. Na se una don't give people they want to boko. This I know you go behind or before. I go begin call people by their name. Uncle Chifo. But Uncle Chifo, want you have respect for you. Quick you come on a treat for investigate waiting you go on. But I want for lay complain. There you 2 ministers them here in deputy. Uncle Fandi, here nigga Rex. Them boys and they I swear. They know they try. Then you minister of motorcar, they don't stay in office no more and gonna place them for show off. from where them put price for transport. Then keke bobo, then bike bobo, then they misuse the country. You see people they charge 15, 17,000 for go some sign. Sunday way daddy they tell me say, la go buy pepper soup for na pizza. You know say, daddy like them chick kanda them for pepper soup. Daddy say, la go buy. I come out from New England being for go na pizza. The boy they tell me about 12,000. Now then kind here, minister, you no need for to do na office. Jump na street and investigate mine before that see uno do go down. Now that's who side that boy we want be mayor trade titi collection. Uno go do uno go what how in terminal lego mine. Not to that no one no. Uno come on na treat Monday morning like so Tuesday uno then na treat uno ensure the transport price una put people go buy but me no doubt me chifo even Dove Court Tifo they go there. So Tifo na the word that them people they way they drive keke bike another one them. They misuse people them. They just the add price mine. Even though we no glad say na 2,000 unu pull. But anyway, unu pull small thing mine. Ate, change being at this country What can tell people say, some man can say how na racist or discrimination. I don't know. Talk how you want talk You see that Lebanese boy there, we don't book on this country, Then the misuse we sister then at the country. Then the Canada, then the duty where they supposed to do because they say I'm free to all things are free. Now so one Lebanese baba. Then when they not for 3 weekend, bank people, papa, try for one go community people then all Then go with and wow, the same minute. Officer Blue Boy then left the boy. Lebanese bobo, he no even get license, bang and kill and don't know Officer Blue Boy them. Uno see them, uno left the boy. But if uno blunt do Officer Blue Boy, no what alone no do it so. She going here in family. Then go up that place, let's stop it. She love sweet mine. Is he going 6-pack? Would you talk? Go that fine boy. Better beg when them pull this German business now. You see go now, get time here in family. Here in community. As they then go up there, they go up Takugama, they live like me. Talk and can for be. To man, they are not going to talk that is it. For they go focus, but you go tap in and allow the boy to play love. You know the Naomi, you know the going here fighting Naomi and Julia, but talk and go Aleka you body don't the Alek you 6-pack. Me na the honorable Piki Wakabot.
But we come now studio and look at one power headline stories. Them inside the program we said the Attorney General and Minister of Justice Alpha CCC the proposed district block system we they go use now the 2025 constitutional amendment bill we they before Parliament now go reduce the chance for runoff for make runoff no go deep on the 2028 elections. They talk this inside one interview democracy where they talk about the 2025 constitutional amendment bill where member of parliament them go begin debate today. Alpha CC talk more to Kabia inside this interview.
First, I want to say today is a very historic day for this country because that journey where we don't work as a country for more than 20 years. We been start in Lome 99 to TRC recommendation to Pakaba setting up the Peter Tucker Constitutional Review Committee to former President Nkrumah setting up the Edmund Kawan Constitutional Review Committee, and then of course the recommendations then will later come from the tripartite process. All of that first phase of reviewing the Constitution for the first time in more than 30 years. At today night they happen. So Fambulengo members say we will not make public say we decide for put the process into various phases. One have been for take out the elections related proposals because you want to change elections laws long before an election. And then we put that into a bill. That bill they have been only on a parliament. We don't make them public, it don't generate a lot of public attention, a lot of people that don't submit position papers here and there. Today, now the day with parliament, they get together. For me, we do the second and third reading. Parliament go debate this extensively. Members of Parliament go ask various questions. They go make various comments. And at the end of this entire exercise today, Parliament go vote.
So waiting the inside this constitutional amendment bill where they before member of Parliament them now?
One, how we constitute the Electoral Commission. We responsible for the conduct of elections in this country. 2, the preferred voting system. We will get in this country also, whether with the transition permanently to the proportional representation system. When Dandi, the Constitutional Review Committee, chaired by Justice Edmund Kawan, we recommend Simeku transition permanently to the proportional representation system. Another one, now revisiting the threshold system, the proposal say we for come from 55% we required in presidential elections, and then we can come down to the majority system. We will be like, somebody hit 50+1. Another one get for do with whether independent candidates can go run for president. Another one will get for do whether we brothers and we sisters and at the diaspora will get meaningful participation in the political process, etc., etc. So it's a long range of proposals. We really go strengthen with electoral architecture in this country. So the bill where they before Parliament right now, not require referendum. In fact, 2 provisions they will be inside the bill. We get for do with the life of Parliament. We don't want to entrench clauses, but after discussions with members of Parliament, we able to agree saying we're not for put entrenched provisions and non-entrenched provisions inside the same bill. So for them 2 and the section 85 and 87 of the Constitution, then one and they will don't tell MPs say yes, we'll be happy for take them out, and then we focus on this. We require a 2/3 vote of members of Parliament for make it come into effect.
So let me look now about agreements before council consultation. This not in the way the part of the tripartite recommendation, the way the committee sits, we make up of government, APC, SLPP, and a moral guarantor. Some of them see where they go where they now na Parliament for make them begin debate. Not in them way government and the moral guarantor they with the opposition agree on so.
But to a large extent. But first, I want to say the tripartite process really just can't support this.
Okay.
The anchor for all of this will go to the Justice Edmund Kawan Constitutional Review Committee, whether in a former President Kabanaime set up. We've been get about 80 members. It will undertake over 10,000 public consultations. It work for a period of 5 years and make their recommendations. Yeah, so tripartite process have make recommendations and plenty of the recommendations and they in line with within the Kawan Committee be recommend. Some of them the way you will say, 1 or 2 new things will not be in the Kawan report, but then complement them. So now all of that we don't put together. So we say this gets only 2 sources. One, the Kawan Constitutional Review Committee in recommendations, and then the tripartite committee recommendations. And of course, as you know, for the tripartite recommendations, we get a lot of discussions with brothers and sisters in the APC, with local and international moral guarantors. But it not stop there. We get a lot of engagement with the various electoral management bodies. We get a lot of engagement with the media. We get a lot of engagement with civil society. And then since we make the bill public, we will receive plenty position papers from women's groups, from Labour Congress, from individuals, where all of it meant for enrich the process. So now all of this now in the before Parliament today.
So now SPI system una agree with, because according to you say the type of election, the system, the opposition agree and una self agree, and they before member of Parliament for let them look inside.
Well, after discussions, technical discussions with including with brothers and sisters in APC and then several people, we agree say the district block system will be the best thing for this country. Now we go with, but then we go want Parliament for really break down the details, how persons will be nominated, how did they get on the list, you understand, how will they prepare substitutes, etc. In fact, we get, after then discussions here, so we don't really enrich the discussion, we also get additional proposals we will lay before Parliament, how we able to make sure, saying, we keep safe seats for women, so we not go below the 30% at all, rather we do something, we will move it towards parity. When I think then the way important to the women's groups, but it really also important to this country. It's a commitment with the president self don't make, and we need to make sure say we don't move away from that commitment. I like for saying by now taking a step for cement this at the constitution, one move from gentleman's agreement to really a binding law in the country in supreme legislation, and then we will make sure say we live by whether government change or not.
The 50+1, the simple majority don't be one concern. Talking about this now is strong goal, you don't win. But if you get 20% back where you go able for cancer, people will make you win. So then if somebody not able to get that 50+1 day.
So what they want for make family know as well is if you go to the majority system of 50+1, we really in best practice, because we really now we're the only country in the continent with the practice of 55%. The only country. all other countries, simple majority or the 50+1. But now the 50+1 is substantially reduce the chance of a runoff. They eliminate them completely.
Okay.
For example, Liberia get 50+1. You see, the last election, then go into a runoff because no party hit the 50%. So I'm going to a runoff now, would I get majority now in win? But plenty time you will avoid runoff, as we don't see in several other countries, if you manage the process well. But they eliminate them completely.
So this not mean say runoff now will come out, so runoff go still there.
Oh yes, it will lead to a runoff, but we just know say when you come up from the 55%, you come to the 50+1, substantially you don't reduce the chance of a runoff, but also make sure say the person who will become president gets majority mandate.
Well, that's now the Attorney General and Minister of Justice Alpha Sisi. They talked to Kabia inside that interview for sake of the constitutional amendment debates we will take place in Parliament today. We'll get for counter with studio guests them for response to waiting the Attorney General said at the program, but we'll look at one of our headline stories them at the program. Are they me?
The program Good Morning Salone they continues at the program. We take one power headline story. Also, the leader of the opposition at Parliament, Honorable Abdul Karbu, don't say the Benji Treaty on Audiovisual Performance 2012 and other agreements and where Parliament don't agree for go make artists and other people where they perform on stage able for take legal action against people where go video them during the time where they perform. They talk this now the well of Parliament where parliamentarian them be they pass the Benji Treaty on Audiovisual Performance 2012 and other treaty them where the Attorney General Minister of Justice carrying a Parliament this BNTM. From on this make we join with reporter Chegno Jallo.
The question is, this Honorable House ratifies the following agreements which are laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 14th July 2026. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. Rise up.
The Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Singapore Solomon Thomas, they asked members of Parliament if they agree for the Benji Treaty on Audiovisual Performance 2012, Marrakesh Treaty 2013, Madrid Agreement, Rome Convention, and plenty other agreements them where the Attorney General and Minister of Justice carrying a Parliament this BNTM. And as you hear, so all members of Parliament been agree for the agreement here. But before member of Parliament them they agree for the agreement here, the Attorney General and Minister of Justice Alpha Sisi will first use the opportunity during the time with the table and agreement here for tell members of Parliament about the benefits them behind the agreement here.
On the Benji Treaty on Audiovisual Performances, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, it ensures that performers are compensated fairly for their creative contributions, which is crucial for their livelihoods. On the Marrakesh Treaty 2013, the treaty offers several benefits for individuals with print disabilities, including 1, improved access to information. That is to say, the treaty facilitates access to published works for blind and partially sighted people, breaking down barriers to information. On the Berne Convention, Mr. Speaker, for signing the treaty will ensure that the rights of creative individuals remain intact with them. The Berne Convention also ensures artists and authors of legitimate flexibility to exercise control over their masterwork in terms of adapting, disseminating, and reproducing such work. So, Speaker, honorable members, failure to be part of the Berne Convention will disadvantage our authors from protecting their works in Berne member states.
From this, it be reached time for make members of Parliament debate and agree for the agreement here. And by this time, the Speaker been saying that only the leadership will talk on the agreement here. So when they talk, Honorable Abdul Karbu, one of the opposition leader in Parliament, say most of the agreements are so good for the country and they protect the creative work of creative people like author, artists, producer, and other people. But say the Attorney General, Minister of Justice, for don't make sure say he educates the people and but putting the inside the lawyer before he take the agreement here in Parliament for approval.
Unauthorized recording of performance. When the performer is on stage, you do not have the right to use your phone to record the performer without his or her authorization, and also unauthorized production of recording. These laws are so critical that it is my opinion that we should have engaged the public in enough sensitization so that at the end of the day, they will not claim innocence of the law. Because what this treaty are seeking is very prevalent in our country. So we cannot establish a law without popularizing the law.
When himself they talk the deputy leader two of government business na parliament, Honorable M.C. Lamina, they agree with what Honorable Abdul Kagbo say, but what in the agreement he also go do for the country, more especially when campaign the way our people don't they thief the work of other people them, like the one who they write book, make music, produce sound, and do other thing them with the initiative idea them.
Mr. Speaker, I was summarized with the Berne Convention for the protection of library and artistic work. Plagiarism has become the order of the day. So, what does this agreement do today to discourage plagiarism, popular work of writers and hardworking lecturers who have authored their work, and as it turns out, the students just plagiarize and get it. They cannot sustain.
With all them benefits here, so where the agreement here so go get to the country and serve the creative sector, make the two members of parliament them will be talk on their agreement here. Call on the Attorney General and Minister of Justice to make sure say they educate the public, but then lawyer for the Society for Radio Democracy. Me, Nacheng Njalo, they report.
The program Good Morning Salone, they continue. They can look at messages them, but quick, we can't we still get them for respond to waiting the minister. Mr. Simbo don't listen to the Minister of Justice on this bill who we don't talk about. You quick respond on that 1 minute. You look at messages them inside the program.
All of what the AG don't say now in the bill. I think say waiting with they push for if now like they may not do consultations across the country with respect to waiting the AG don't say so. I think most of them discussions there where they go, then disinformation and misinformation where they go around this bill. I think so if I don't go beyond that then now. But be it as it may they still continue for say as this bill they in a parliament, the process they commence back to the parliament for the second and third readings and eventually then going to the vote, when they ensure say them vote Salone. When they think Salone and not party politics. Because today you're not a member of parliament. Tomorrow you're not gonna be a member of parliament. Today you're not president. Tomorrow you're not gonna be president at all. And in fact, this coin crops of the MPs and the president, therefore be the very first politicians we get for benefit from the new constitution they will forget. So men think about that there as well. I'm sure who say former President Nkrumah did so today, they feel good at all. We not be able to go through this process. So this I mean they call it Salone constitution. We don't take Panam. Let's get a constitution will be progressive and we go there in the interest of the greater Sierra Leoneans and not a political party.
Bintu?
So quick one, me not just on the additional provisions we the AG mentioned for women there. So what would they call on? We not want to see a static minimum, but rather if we talk about the provision, let it be very transformative and also let ensure say a kind of address the realities of women, and also the area around the 50+1. We also the advocate say let we learn from the first past the post, because we want to engage with parliamentarians and at the constituency level. So today we really want to see the debate very, very objective and let people be intentional about development, not just multi-political party as they go out for win power or stay in power. But we want to see say let Sierra Leoneans they wake back and be proud of this set of female parliamentarians, be proud of these male parliamentarians, and be proud of President Bio as in political party can say in a unifier. So we want to see a constitution where we unify Sierra Leone rather than a divide way.
Okay. Well, we look at messages them we they send inside the program. This one they say and with 077981981 WhatsApp line, he say 100% I support your position, Mr. Simbo, and I believe both the APs and SLPP must not be allowed to dictate the entirety of the constitution, must now adapt on constitutional and entirety the revised constitution of Justice Kawan. Al-Aji Musa Nawatalo.
This one from Ibrahim Sissese: a watchdog loses public trust when its voices appear selective. Many Sierra Leoneans are now questioning the independence of some civil society voices, especially when activists who were once challenging power appear less critical after political change. The question remains, can the public trust a watchdog that seems too close to those it should hold accountable? The future of civil society depends on consistency, fairness, and courage beyond political interest.
More messages them inside the program. This one, Mohammed A. Barry, they say the PR system is the best for the country and it helps reduce violence and waste of money.
This one from Lansana Sharif say, are you going to cover the debate on the amendment of the 1991 Constitution at the Well of Parliament? I think they asked if we get to cover the
yes, of course, Radio Democracy gets for cover the debate now Parliament. Just continue for follow we on we Facebook page and also on we 98.1 frequency. This one from Justice Moisamba. They say many of these things people are now frowned at. We are all in the Justice Kawan CRC recommendation that was done thoroughly across the country, and it was done using state resources as well as resources from international community. So why the change? We are now going to ignore the effort of those that did the work in the name of politics and waste all those resources to satisfy our political interest?
This one from Horatio Max Govis say a hybrid PR system will be fine with the following elements: a list having a spread representative of a constituency system, list inclusive of women, list with people knowledgeable of the culture and history of the district they are representing.
Ibrahim Sise, they say a constitution is strongest not when it grants power, but when it guides the wise use of power. A few questions for Mr. Ben Simbu. If consultation is essential, at what point does it become constitutionally necessary rather than merely desirable? Should the debate have focused less on personalities and more on the constitutional principle governing elections? In interpreting the powers of the president, what guidance does the Constitution provide to balance authority with accountability? Finally, beyond legal interpretation, what constitutional path best protect democracy, public confidence, and the rule of law as reflected in your position statement? From Ibrahim Sisi on Facebook page.
This one from Mark 10 and New England will say, can the resignation or expulsion from party rule be misused to remove a president or vice president for political reasons? Also, who decides if there is a war or emergency to extend the president's term? What checks are there to prevent abuse?
Well, from them messages them they come to we studio guest them for respond to them, and if we get time we will take more messages them. We start with Mr. Jeremy Ben Simbu.
Yeah, consultations I think for be inclusive and for be open and objective as well. You don't go do just consult few people say I don't do consultations. Consultations for be inclusive, objective, and open to everybody. You understand? And also, if you do that, then I think say your consultations then to a very large extent you don't do. You even see where the AGSF make mention of the consultations then where Justice Kawan and team they do. You understand, across this country. So we should say yes, they may do a very good job. Now, one thing I can always say, and I want to say this again this morning, the bad application of the law, not me saying that the law is bad. When they don't apply the law wrongly, it not necessarily means that law is nine wrong. So let's also think about that. Let us not just dismiss this process in entirety. We get very, very good things and we decide this constitution, this proposed constitution. You understand? The things are very good. Waiting for the think about now. Then state institutions then we get for can apply then things there. Now that also we need to pay attention to as well when God don't make the process don't go through. So let people then for distinguish between that the bad application of the law. It don't mean say the law bad at all. The law go good, you understand? Very good. Progressive law, they way good. Just like the one they talk about the Give Act to talk about the 30% elective and appointed positions for women them. Where we now they select entrenched. Where the same thing also the same proposal are inside the Human Rights Commission, the young position paper as well. So that one person don't come tomorrow again say no, since you know entrenched, they didn't go by that. You see, so when you apply the law wrongly, mean say that law they are wrong. So at this stage, what we need to do is now for continue for talk to with MPs them. The ball didn't and court now today. The ball didn't and cost. Then get for look at that thing. We still say let them be very objective And let them be very definite in what they do today for ensuring that they do in the very best interest of Sierra Leone, not in the interest of themselves, not in the interest of their own political party. Because if they take their positions and they do in the interest of their political party, then they're not going to work in the interest of me too. Because we will not belong to any of them political parties and they not to your interest and they work on. And men also understand, say, we will not belong to the parties and we're in the majority. Second, we will not belong to the party them, now we don't elect them, now we don't represent. So men really know, say, they need for work in the very best interest of Sierra Leoneans. Now that would they look forward to. Because tomorrow, now they're going to be the very first beneficiaries of the new constitution. After 2028, most of them not go there again, for example, in parliament. The president now, in a new administration, will not end. Now a new administration will not get. So that same constitution, where it don't give it, go be that same constitution now, where then go apply against them. You understand? So now that kind of recommendation of this say that made them look at Sierra Leone as a broader picture and not a political party.
Thank you very much, Jeremy Ben Simbo, Executive Director, Center for Accountability and the Rule of Law, for joining us at the edition of the program Good Morning Salone. Bintu Kama, Program Manager 50/50, respond to messages them and you round up statements.
Okay, so I want today if we parliamentarians then they go on a parliament, let them reflect the broader trajectory where Salone don't come out through. Let them take into consideration how we ethnotical regional votings then continue for affect how they relate as citizens. Let them take into consideration how the winners take all mentality continue for limit with development. Let them take into consideration how the weak consistency accountability kind of they affect now how they able for interface with we MPs them, and also let them take into consideration the marginalization of smaller political parties and other groups then. And if we discuss broader issues like the Constitution, for the 1991 Lekwaya Seditional, this now over 30 years now we talk about this. We need to get them right, because if we not get them right, again for take we years back for come back and say we want for change certain things. So now I make we on position paper, one of the things that will be proposed, now the hybrid electoral system, where they take into consideration both the strength of the PR system as well as that of the first past the post. Because at the end of the day, we want to see also able for all we leaders, they're accountable, and then they with the citizens. Because if we say we practice democracy, we get for no really waiting at democracy. Accountability, the rule of law, and make sure say we're accountable to the citizens and who they serve. So do we meet today? I think one of the things that we don't come up from the citizens then are the role where CSOs there for play. So where would they go there today? The watchdog role where citizens then they hope say we go serve. And let we go with clear conscience and support we elected leaders. If debates they go on where somebody not gets maybe the technical know-how for debates, you can even write something, you give IMP, they say, you can bring up from this angle, it will make sense. So CSO, now we go with different and clear mind and different perspective.
50-50 for the day?
Definitely 50-50 go there today. And the MPs, the way they go do the woman MPs them. A lot of questions don't they come, waiting don't be their role in terms of contributing to policy discourse. I think today this is a test case for women them and say yes, they don't contribute, and this could be referenced in the political history. Thank you.
Plenty thank you for joining me at the edition of the program. In name na Bintu Kamara, Program Manager 50/50, and also before that we be get Jeremy Ben Simbo. We would have been on day between the program since the 7:30 for talk about the constitutional amendment bill waiting in Parliament. We then go debate today. Plenty thank you for joining me at the edition of the program Good Morning Salone.
Well, family, now we go bring down the curtain of today's edition of the program Good Morning Salone. Plenty thank you to the production team. Sabtu Kalonwe produced the program with support from Yeno Kabia. Plenty thank you to DJ Sugarcane for technical support and Megi Kamara Bangu. We make on see we now with social media platforms. So till we meet again, Mina Adeyemi Jackson, they say goodbye.
I'm Musa Kamara, they say bye-bye.